Hello friends, Tanya here with day 11 of the 2025 Spellbinders Crafty Advent Calendar. Let's open door number 11 and see what we are going to play with today. I hope you've been enjoying this series. It's been really fun for me. We are going to play with some sentiment stamps. There are 5 sentiments here. No, I'm sorry, 4 sentiments here. A couple of them are 2-liners. And we're going to go on a little journey with me today. So we're going to take these 4 sentiments and we're going to take the 2 sentiments from the stamp set in day number 2 and we're going to create a background. Now I have a piece of 5x7 watercolor cardstock here and we're finding the center. We're going to create 4 quadrants on this piece of cardstock. Now, a T-square ruler isn't absolutely necessary, but it does save you a couple of steps in the long run. So I'm just going to draw each of those lines to create our quadrants. And now we're going to take the Altenew StampWheel 2.0. I want to be able to find the center of the sticky mat. So I'm using some masking tape here to tack it to the plate here that fits on top. And I found the center marks on the center of that stamp wheel piece and then put that inside the stamp wheel. Next, I marked the corner with a couple pieces of Best Ever Craft tape so we can replace that piece of cardstock in the same spot each time. Next, I've laid out all of these sentiments from those 2 stamp sets in one of those quadrants. We'll put that inside the stamp wheel, pick up our stamps, and then I'm going to turn the cardstock over, or the watercolor cardstock over, so that we don't have the pencil marks showing. I'm using VersaFine Clair Nocturne ink, and I did, full transparency, stamp each of these impressions twice with that VersaFine Clair to get a nice solid inking. Remember, watercolor cardstock is a little bit bumpy, so you might need that little extra bit of stamping to get a good solid image. Next, I sprinkled with clear embossing powder and heat set that. Then I put the lid back on the top of the stamp wheel upside down and the cardstock back in the same way I had it to begin with. And I'm just replacing all of the stamps using the guide of the previous stamping so that these are roughly in the same spots that they were previously. And then we'll do the other 2 impressions. Just rotating the cardstock for the second piece that's left. Then we'll use the clear embossing powder and heat set that again, and that completes the stamping portion of our background. Next, I pulled out some Daniel Smith watercolors. These I used Green Apatite Genuine, Phthalo Turquoise, Indothrone Blue, and Quinacridone Purple. Now, if you have Daniel Smith watercolors, then you can use the same exact colors that I'm using here. I took my little pans or half pans of watercolor and I set them on this little ceramic tray that's going to act as my palette. Any non-porous surface will work just fine to create your own palette. Even a little salad plate or saucer will work for this. Now I'm going to do some color blocking on here, and originally I was going to do 4 equal-sized rectangles of color. Well, whoops, I got a little carried away with this first one, but that's okay. I actually like how it turned out in the end. So we're going to start out with that Green Apatite Genuine, and then we're going to do the opposite corner in the Quinacridone Purple. Now you could do this with ink blending and masking. You could do this with the inks themselves. You can use the inks, just squish them down on a non-porous surface and use your watercolor brush to do the watercoloring with ink pads, whatever medium you want to use. But I really love watercoloring, and I've been doing some beginner watercolor stuff that isn't just card related the last few days in my off time. And I couldn't put the watercolors away. I thought it would be a good time to bring them in and use this technique on a card. I actually had no idea how I was going to create this card when I started. The biggest thing I did was or the biggest decision I made was I was going to see if I could make a 5x7 background using these sentiments and trying to figure out how to use the stamp wheel to create those 4 quadrants. Next, I'm using this is the Phthalo Turquoise, which, oh, it's so pretty. I really like all of these colors. They just happen to be in the same palette together, so that I have already set up. So I just grabbed these 4 colors. I wanted to do the cool portion of the rainbow. And this last one is the Indothrone Blue. I think that's how it's spelled. And then we're just going to fill in this last piece. Now I did dry the purple and the green with my heat tool before I moved on to the turquoise and the blue, because you do not want to work on pieces that next to each other when one of them is wet. It would bleed into each other and you wouldn't have that nice sharp line between the colors. You could also achieve this effect by doing your stamping directly on pieces of colored cardstock and then adhering them to a card front. That would be cool too. This is just the way I decided to do it. Next, we're going to pull in the 5x7 Matting Basics Set B die set, my favorite die set. We'll take that largest die and trim this down so it will be matted nicely on this 5x7 heavyweight white cardstock base. Just going to use my Barely Art Precision Glue in the fine line bottle to get some glue on the back of this piece. I've already placed or glued some scraps of cardstock behind it to add a little extra weight and stability. Next, we're going to play with the Cozy Toes Friends. This was released last month, and it coordinates with the Cozy Toes slippers that came out in October of 2024. So we're going to use the slipper portions from this one, and then all of these adorable additions from the add-on. I'm going to adhere all of these to the front of the card using some action wobbles because this card just calls for some action. Now I do have a video in waiting showing you how I assemble all of these different pieces, but that would have made this video entirely too long for this series. I'm trying to keep these videos under 15 minutes, closer to 10 minutes. I'm just using the end of my tool-in-one to get the backers off of the action wobbles, which makes it so much easier. Now we're going to adhere these all a little bit wonky on the front of the card, one in each of the different segments. We've got a cute little unicorn, a frog, a little monster, and a shark. And they are all going to wobble on our card front. I think that's so stinking cute. Oh my gosh. Who can resist playing with those wobbles? Next, I took a piece of cardstock that is 2.5 by 3.5 inches wide. It is a piece of watercolor cardstock, and I'm going to use those same watercolors that I used on the front of the card to create a nice gradient, and this is going to go on the inside of the card. We all know how I love to bring the inside of the card or coordinate the inside of the card with the outside of the card. Once I have this all blended down, and I think I'm going to come back and add a little more color to some of these to amp up that vibrancy. Keep in mind when you're doing watercoloring, whether it's with reinkers, ink pads, actual watercolors, it's going to fade back to a lighter tone once it's dry. Now that I have that all dry and ready to go on the inside, we'll adhere that centered on the inside of the card. Again, just going to use my Barely Art Precision Glue and stick that in the middle of the card. Now it is a little thicker than your usual cardstock. It is a 300 GSM, but that's okay. It's not going to interfere with your card. Next, we're going to take another scrap of watercolor cardstock and we're going to stamp one of the sentiments from the stamp set from today. And this one says, "I heard it's your birthday." I thought that would be a really cute sentiment for the inside of the card. The other sentiments included in that stamp set are, "I'm here for you," "Let's chat soon," and "We make a great pair." And the sentiments from the stamp set from day 2 are, Hope your day is magical, and what is the other one? Thank you so much. That's what it is. We're going to use a die from the Precision Layering A2 Set A set to die cut our sentiment. This is a great, both the set A and B, they're great for having on hand to do die cutting of sentiments when it doesn't come with a coordinating die. You can usually find a die that will work perfectly with your sentiments. Now we're going to adhere this sentiment in the center of our watercolored section right here in the middle of the card. And then I realized that we have sequins from the advent calendar from day 9 that coordinate with the purple that I chose. How convenient was that? So we'll just toss a couple of those on the inside, actually 3. And then I went ahead and added 2 sequins to each of these quadrants on the card front. Just going to use my Barely Art Precision Glue in the fine line bottle and my little embellishment pickup tool to pick each of these sequins up and add a dot of glue behind them. And that completes the entire card. I hope you enjoyed this video. I had so much fun creating this card. It was totally just a play session, and I'm glad it turned out as well as it did. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't done that. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think of our cute little wobbly cozy toes. And check that description box below for links to all of the products that I used today. Come back tomorrow for the next video in this series. And until next time, here are a couple more videos I thought you might enjoy. Bye-bye.